You've been told that pills, prescriptions, or expensive treatments are the only way to bring back your performance after 50. But the truth is, a simple bottle of olive oil sitting in your kitchen could do more for your erections and vitality than many of those so-called solutions. Not by swallowing it, but by applying it to very specific areas of your body. That may sound shocking, even unbelievable, but men who try it are often stunned by how quickly their bodies respond. I'm Dr. Mika Hayashi, a urologist and men's health specialist with more than 30 years of experience helping men restore their confidence and energy. I've worked with thousands of patients, and I can tell you that age does not have to mean decline. With the right approach, the right care, and the right knowledge, your body can surprise you. Now here's the paradox. For decades, men in the Mediterranean have enjoyed lower rates of erectile dysfunction and better testosterone well into their 70s. Yes, their diet helps. But there's another secret tradition they've carried on quietly. One we in America have almost entirely ignored. Using olive oil not just as food, but as external medicine. And here's my promise to you. Today, I will reveal exactly where and how to apply olive oil so that you can boost circulation, reduce inflammation, and restore stronger erections naturally. No gimmicks, no false hope, just a method grounded in both ancient wisdom and modern science. Stay with me because, in just a moment, I will show you the 5 key areas where this simple nightly routine can change everything for your performance, your energy, and your confidence. Before we get started, make sure you subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another men's health tip designed especially for you. And I'd love your feedback. If this message speaks to you, type yes in the comments. If not, type NO and tell me how I can improve these videos for you. Now that you understand why this simple nightly habit can be life-changing, let's begin with the foundation. Before we talk about specific areas of massage, you need to know why olive oil itself is so powerful for men over 50 and how its unique properties directly support your performance. 1. Why olive oil works for men over 50. When most men think of olive oil, they imagine salad dressings or Mediterranean cooking, not something that could transform their health and performance. But here's the truth. Olive oil is more than food. It's medicine for your body, especially after the age of 50. I've seen countless men in my clinic who felt frustrated, convinced their best years were behind them. And yet, when we looked closer, many of their struggles came down to the same issues: poor blood flow, chronic inflammation, and damage to the delicate vessels that carry life-giving circulation to the pelvic region. Olive oil has a remarkable way of addressing all 3. Unlike other oils, it contains compounds like oleic acid and squalene that the skin absorbs easily, allowing them to penetrate deep into tissues. Once inside, these compounds go to work improving circulation, softening stiff blood vessels, and calming inflammation that silently eats away at male vitality. And then there's vitamin E, an antioxidant powerhouse naturally found in olive oil. When applied topically, it protects your arteries, supports hormone balance, and helps your body restore function in ways you can actually feel. I've had men tell me that after just a week of consistent use, they began waking up with stronger morning erections, something they thought was gone forever. That kind of result doesn't come from coincidence. It comes from giving your body exactly what it needs. Think about this. Men in Mediterranean countries who use olive oil not only in their diet, but also externally maintain healthier testosterone levels and enjoy more reliable performance well into their 70s. They discovered long ago what modern science is only now beginning to confirm. This natural oil can truly change the way blood flows through your body. So before you dismiss olive oil as just another kitchen ingredient, remember that it may hold the very key to restoring confidence, energy, and intimacy in your life. And now that you know why it works, let me show you the very first area of your body where applying olive oil can have the most dramatic impact. 2. Massage Area 1, Lower Abdomen. Now let's begin with the very first place where olive oil can make a profound difference, the lower abdomen. That area between your navel and your pubic bone. At first glance, it might seem like an ordinary spot, just skin and muscle. But beneath that surface lie some of the most important blood vessels in your entire body. The internal iliac arteries, which serve as the direct highways carrying blood to the pelvic region and ultimately to your penis. If those vessels are restricted, every other effort you make, whether pills, supplements, or lifestyle changes, will only go so far. That's why this area is where I always start with my patients. When I show men how to warm a tablespoon of olive oil in their hands and begin massaging in gentle clockwise circles from the navel downward, something changes immediately. The act of touch, combined with the penetrating compounds of olive oil, stimulates circulation, relaxes tense abdominal muscles, and opens the flow of energy throughout the pelvis. The clockwise motion follows the natural rhythm of your digestive system, activating the vagus nerve, which plays a surprising role in relaxation and arousal. Many men describe feeling a warmth spreading from their belly down into their groin, almost as if the body is waking up a pathway that has been asleep for years. I remember one patient in his early 60s who admitted he was skeptical. But after 2 weeks of nightly abdominal massage, he walked back into my office with a grin, telling me his mornings felt different, stronger, more alive. That's the beauty of this practice. It's simple, it's natural, and yet it reconnects you with parts of yourself that age and stress may have dulled. The lower abdomen is where we begin because it primes the circulation, opening the gates for everything that follows. But if you stop here, you'll only scratch the surface. The next area we target has been overlooked by most men their entire lives, yet it holds a direct line to your pelvic strength and vitality. And once you discover it, you'll understand why this protocol is far more powerful than it first appears. 3. Massage Area 2. Inner thighs. The next place you need to focus on might surprise you because most men never even think about it. The inner thighs. From the middle of your thigh up to where it meets your groin lies one of the most important highways of blood in your body, the femoral artery. This vessel is large, powerful, and directly responsible for sending blood downstream into the pelvic region. If circulation here is sluggish, you can imagine what happens everywhere else. That's why working this area with olive oil can make such a remarkable difference. When I guide patients through this practice, I tell them to warm another tablespoon of olive oil in their hands, then begin at the knee and slowly massage upward toward the groin, always upward, never down, because the goal is to encourage blood and lymph fluid back toward the heart and pelvis. At first, some men notice tenderness, even ticklishness, and that's actually a sign of restricted blood flow or nerve sensitivity that's been neglected for years. Over time, with regular massage, that tenderness fades and is replaced by a sense of ease, warmth, and improved strength in the legs and pelvis. I recall a gentleman in his late 60s who had spent most of his life sitting at a desk, unaware of how much tension had built up in his thighs. After just a couple of weeks of nightly inner thigh massage, he told me his legs felt lighter, his groin felt freer, and for the first time in years, he noticed stronger, more dependable morning erections. The combination of touch and olive oil's anti-inflammatory properties released years of hidden tightness and restored blood flow he didn't know he was missing. Working the inner thighs is not only about performance, it's about opening a channel that supports the entire pelvic region. But as powerful as this step is, there's another area even more critical, one that most men are hesitant to even think about, let alone touch. And yet, when addressed properly, it can create the most dramatic transformation of all. 4. Massage area. 3. Perineum. Now, we arrive at the area that often makes men pause, sometimes even uncomfortable to talk about. Yet it is perhaps the single most important place for restoring performance, the perineum. This is the small space between the scrotum and the anus. Often overlooked, but in truth it is the foundation of male vitality. Beneath this small stretch of skin lies the root of the penis, critical blood vessels, vital nerves, and even connections to the prostate. If circulation here is blocked or neglected, it can affect everything from the quality of your erections to your overall pelvic health. When I first explain this to patients, many look at me with surprise, even disbelief. But once they give it a chance, the results often speak for themselves. By warming a teaspoon of olive oil in your hands and gently massaging the perineum in small circular motions for just a minute or two, you stimulate blood flow to one of the most sensitive and essential parts of your body. It doesn't require heavy pressure. In fact, a light, gentle touch is often best because this tissue is delicate. The olive oil not only increases circulation, but also provides natural antimicrobial and anti-inflammatory benefits, keeping the skin healthy and reducing irritation in an area that can easily become inflamed. I remember a patient in his early 70s who admitted he felt uneasy at first. But after committing to nightly perineal massage for 3 weeks, he told me with a smile that it made a difference he hadn't experienced in years. Firmer erections, improved sensation, and even less discomfort from sitting. What he thought would be awkward became a turning point in his confidence and intimacy. This small area carries an outsized influence on your sexual health, and once you begin addressing it, you often realize how much was missing before. But as powerful as the perineum is, it's not the end of the story. There's another region of the body, one that most men never connect to their performance. Yet, it holds the very nerves that control arousal and erection. And once you work on it, the transformation can be even more profound. 5. Massage area. 4. Lower back. The lower back may not be the first place you think of when it comes to sexual performance, but I can assure you it plays a vital role. Hidden deep in this region are the lumbar and sacral nerve plexuses, powerful bundles of nerves that carry signals directly from your spine to your pelvic organs and your penis. When those nerves are compressed by tight muscles, poor posture, or years of strain, the messages that trigger arousal and erection don't travel as effectively. This is why so many men with back pain also notice a decline in sexual performance. When I encourage patients to focus on this area, I often see a look of surprise. They expect me to talk about diet, exercise, or supplements, not their back. But once they begin massaging the lower spine with warm olive oil, many report not only improved erections, but also less pain and better sleep. Using 2 tablespoons of oil, slowly work the area just above the tailbone with firm circular motions for about 5 minutes. Pay attention to any spots that feel tight or tender. Those are often the areas where nerves are most restricted, and gently loosening them can create a remarkable release of energy and circulation. I remember a man in his late 60s who came to me convinced nothing would help his declining performance. After 3 weeks of nightly lower back massage, he returned with tears in his eyes. Not just because his erections had improved, but because the back pain that had haunted him for years was finally easing. He felt lighter, freer, and more connected to his body than he had in decades. That is the hidden power of caring for your lower back. It rejuvenates more than just your spine. It restores the very communication lines your body depends on for intimacy. But if you think the benefits stop here, think again. There is still one final area far away from the pelvis itself that can unlock deeper relaxation, better sleep, and even greater hormone production. And it might be the most unexpected of them all. 6. Massage Area 5. Soles of the feet. It may sound unusual at first, but the soles of your feet hold a surprising influence over your vitality and sexual health. In fact, the arches of the feet are connected through reflex points to your adrenal glands and reproductive system. When these areas are stimulated, they send signals that help your body relax, improve circulation, and restore hormonal balance. Many of my patients are initially skeptical when I suggest this step. After all, what could massaging your feet possibly have to do with erections? But once they experience it, the connection becomes undeniable. Here's how it works. Each night before bed, sit comfortably and warm a small amount of olive oil between your hands. Begin massaging the arches of your feet with your thumbs, applying steady but comfortable pressure for about 3 minutes on each foot. As you work the oil into the skin, focus especially on the tender spots or areas that feel tight. Those spots are often the very places where circulation needs a boost. The combination of touch and olive oil's natural anti-inflammatory properties helps reduce stress, calm the nervous system, and improve blood flow, not just in your feet, but throughout your entire body. I recall one gentleman, 72 years old, who told me this simple routine became his favorite part of the evening. He said it helped him unwind after long days, made his sleep deeper, and, after 2 weeks, he began noticing a stronger desire and more reliable morning erections. What started as a small act of self-care turned into a powerful nightly ritual that changed the way he felt about his body and his age. By caring for the soles of your feet, you are activating your body's natural pathways for healing and rejuvenation. But as impressive as this step is, there's still more you can do to multiply these benefits. When combined with other natural oils in the right blend, olive oil's effects can be taken to an entirely new level. And that's exactly what I want to show you next. 7. Enhancements, routine, and results. Olive oil by itself is powerful, but when enhanced with other natural oils, it becomes even more effective. Over the years, I've experimented with blends that men can use at home, and one in particular stands out. I call it the Vitality Oil. Start with 4 ounces of extra virgin olive oil. Then add 10 drops of rosemary essential oil to improve circulation and support testosterone, 5 drops of peppermint oil for a gentle warming sensation and increased blood flow, and 5 drops of sandalwood oil to help balance hormones and strengthen male health. Some men also add black seed oil for its remarkable anti-inflammatory properties or castor oil for its deep tissue penetration. These combinations create a blend that not only feels incredible on the skin, but also penetrates to the very tissues that need support. But knowing what to use is only half the story. The real power comes from making this practice a routine. A warm shower to open the pores, followed by a sequence of massages across the lower abdomen, inner thighs, perineum, lower back, and finally the soles of the feet, takes only 15 to 20 minutes. The experience itself becomes a ritual of care, relaxing, calming, and restorative. At first, the changes may be subtle. A deeper night's sleep, a warming sensation in the pelvis, a renewed sense of ease. Within the first week, many men notice firmer morning erections and better energy throughout the day. By weeks 2 and 3, performance improves, sensation sharpens, and confidence grows. And for those who stay consistent over several months, the difference is often nothing short of life-changing. I've witnessed men in their 60s and 70s regain not only sexual function, but also a new outlook on their lives. This is about more than intimacy. It's about reclaiming vitality and proving to yourself that age does not have to mean decline. And while the routine itself is powerful, the true transformation comes when you commit to making it a part of your life. Because once you do, the results will carry you far beyond the bedroom. Now that you know the entire protocol, let me share with you why this simple nightly ritual is about so much more than performance. It's about redefining what it means to age with strength, dignity, and confidence. Conclusion. Gentlemen, we've walked through the simple yet powerful practice of using olive oil to restore vitality, starting from the lower abdomen, moving through the inner thighs, awakening the perineum, releasing the lower back, and even grounding through the soles of your feet. Each step builds on the other, creating a cascade of better circulation, reduced inflammation, and renewed confidence. I've seen men in their 60s, 70s, even 80s discover a new sense of energy, intimacy, and hope through this nightly ritual. What strikes me most is how something so natural, so accessible, can give back what many thought was lost forever. This is not about turning back the clock, but about honoring your body, caring for it, and reminding yourself of what you're still capable of. Commit to 30 days and let your own results speak louder than any words I could say.